All right, guys, here's a little update on the Faith Bible study. So this is part 1. And what I love about this is I only started with 2 verses. I was like, oh, I'm going to do Romans 1:77 and I'm going to do Romans 3:22. And without even realizing it, I'm finding other verses that tie into this, which is crazy. Like Habakkuk 2:4, which says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And what I love about this is this verse is split into 2 parts. So the first section of the verse, and this is right here. The first section of this verse says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. And what lifted up means is when God exalts himself through somebody, it ends up being the workmanship of God. You know, oh, that person is being used by God. It doesn't actually lift that person up. God is exalted. Christ be magnified, right? Whenever you were working for God in his will, he's magnified, not you. But this is saying, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Upright meaning righteousness. There's not righteousness. It's not upright in him. Why? Because he's lifting himself up. He's someone who is proud, presumptuous, thinking much of himself. He's despising others, and he's not straightforward or upright with God. That's who the first half of that verse is. The key part is this, though. But the just shall live by faith. So the first half is saying, this person, they're living in their own righteousness. They're unrighteous. They're unjust. Second half is saying, but these people who are living by faith, and this is powerful. Galatians 6:7-9, right? Go read that. Go read it. And then comment down below what it says. But it implies a loving trust in God. When you're having faith in him, you're confident in his promises. And because you're confident in who he is, then the result of that will be fruit. It will be the fruit of the Spirit, and it'll also you be performing his will. The other person, and so Galatians 6:7-9, now that you looked it up, is talking about what a man reaps, he will sow. And it's so that first person, he's carrying the seeds of destruction because he's prideful and arrogant. So he's going to lift himself up and he's going to sow destruction, and he's going to have to reap that. His harvest is going to be destruction. Pride comes before the fall. Pride comes before destruction. Whereas the person who lives by faith, they're lifting God up. Therefore, their fruits are the Spirit. Therefore, their fruits will be God's will, and God's will is good and glorious and great for our lives because it magnifies him to the highest in our lives. And that's amazing.